Hello everyone, welcome back to my humble lounge. I am your host, Ruined Writer, and today once again we will be reading from Tales of the Ambassador. If you enjoy the video, please drop a like, and if you want to follow the series, please subscribe. My channel is very small, so you'll probably need it to get notifications. Without further ado, let's get started. Tales of the Ambassador, Part 4. Sir, we broke through the shields. And I'm assuming you're not waking me up just because the shield is down. The team already knows what to do next. Yes, sir. We got the device open and put our best AIs inside each different aspect of its system, like you ordered. Progress has been excellent. In fact, we haven't had any problems at all. That was concerning. None at all? None at all. Nothing, and I mean nothing, went without problems. Every scientist and engineer worked their salt felt chill when things went too well. You're alright. I'm coming down right now. Everything's still completely isolated? Our AI's codes are fine? Yes, sir. Nothing out of place. We got a good look at its AI while we were at it. From what we've discovered, it's far more advanced than anything we've got, but its design is simple, so understanding it is easier than expected. Communicator now on here, I left my quarters. I took stock. The device came into system dock, and all it's ever done is draw on our communications and media. The force field had no real safety precautions on it. It's been almost a week now, and there's been no sign of alien activity. It's almost definitely a probe designed to study us remotely. But is it to prepare for an invasion? Or just to understand us? Do we know what it's doing with the information? Who sent it? Well, we think it's trying to translate our languages. It's going through the same motions our AIs are doing with its code, only much faster and with everything. It destroys malware and viruses it finds in code and signals, but only the ones it harms it processes, try to observe it from a distance, or try to slow it down. Anything that observes it directly, like we are, it doesn't seem to care about. We assume that's left alone under the assumption that only they'd be doing the code maintenance. Even if that was the case, the defense's designs were just terrible. Is it just because they genuinely didn't expect us to be able to find it at the edge of our system? Is it to show us they come in peace while we work on being able to communicate? In any case, it's looking less like Armageddon now. Not quite enough to advise the council to put the gun away, but maybe we can move our finger a little off the trigger. For now. Over the next few days, we cracked the language it was using. Our AIs learned and evolved the more they worked on the aliens. Since we had more AIs at hand, it wasn't long after we cracked their language that we had access to everything. Language, stored data, and the specs and repair guide for the drone itself. It was a stealth recon probe, just as we thought. Didn't have much on it besides a slip drive, field generator, AI, and hundreds of distinct languages and historical references filling up its data files. It became more and more clear that negligence was more responsible than benevolence for our breakthrough. Somehow they really hadn't thought there was any need to put extra protections on their stealth probe. Lucky us, I suppose. Thanks to us now essentially having AI on par with the aliens, it didn't take long to reverse engineer their specs and maintenance files and figure out all the principles we'd been missing. Even if we actually understand it, though, it will still take time to bring slip engine technology into practice. But it turns out force field technology was something we could implement into our ships almost immediately. It relied on help from AIs to stabilize the formulas, but all our ships had one anyway. The last thing we figured out, thanks to its cross-referencing idioms and historical examples to better understand us, is who exactly sent it. Seems we've garnered the attention of a galactic alliance, and if what little of their history was available is correct, They're on their way to say hello and make a friendly first contact. It's not entirely clear when they'll arrive, but even if we don't get the red carpet, we'll have one for them. One way or the other. Preparations for exiting Slipstream were nearly done. The ship's AI adjusted energy levels and inertia compensators to such a fine degree you couldn't even feel it as the world stilled. Now back in reality, I immediately triggered the ship's link with the drone and began reading the summary as data flooded into the ship's drives. There was so much. Hundreds of languages alone, each with high ratings of nuance and idiomatic complexities. This far exceeded expectations for a death world. The Halaki were thought to have the most complex of death world cultures, with 2 distinct languages for life or ceremony, and several tiers of societal classes, each with their own subcultures. All other languages and cultures they'd had been eradicated in unification wars, like every other death world race before them, until now. How did these humans have so many different factions in the unified federation? They all fall under the one banner, yet stand as a league of individual cultures and tribes. They were practically the Alliance in miniature. Unbelievable. Yagrak, you have to see this, I say. Before he even got the chance, the ship's alarms blared out.
Pulse gates forming. Over 40 of them, I cry. All ships defensive formation. Do not fire, Neva shouts, taking the helm. A short moment of silence passes before 40 sleek, void black fighters and 1 white and gold starship slide into reality less than 3 kilometers from our formation. Our readers showed that they were not only armed, but using shield technology. What on Valinda? We are almost 2 light years away from their planet. We came in via stealth signal. Not only should they not know we're here, but even if they could detect us, they shouldn't have gotten here this fast. The only way they could have... Oh no, Mikri said. They had to know we were coming. That is the only explanation, Neva hissed. How? We can figure that out after the delegation is safe. Should I order a withdrawal? While Mikri considered Neva's request, my communicator lit up. Hi, Mother. I hail from their commander, I say. Put them through. The hail came with media, so I linked it to the display screen. A weathered-looking gray-haired elder dressed in an elegant white suit with black lining and gold embroidery appeared. He bared his fangs in what the translator claimed was a friendly expression, a smile. It was common for a first contact species to have a significant reaction upon seeing alien sapients. His only reaction was a slight, almost imperceptible widening of the eyes. Greetings. I am Federation Fleet Admiral Isaac Yergin. I trust you are the first contact ambassadors for the Alliance. We've been expecting you. Mikri, true to her role, showed no sign of her earlier surprise. We are. I am known as High Mother Mikri, and I lead this expedition. We come in peace and wish to establish diplomatic relations with your people. May we have your permission to stay? That is something I hope to provide, but first, High Mother Mikri, a question. Why did you not send word of your arrival in advance? So far, not only has the alliance you represent spied on our sovereign nation, but your expedition itself arrived with a signal wave so faint and out so far from our world, it strikes me you were hoping no one noticed you. Is this how the alliance handles their diplomacy? My tendrils tightened. It shouldn't have been possible, but it all makes sense. If they found the drone and managed to crack its shield, it was theoretically possible for them to decrypt the information inside. It wasn't even remotely feasible for a pulse drive era civilization, but it was the only logical answer. Mikri pressed on, appearing unfazed. Your world and the people that are in it are far more dangerous than most, Admiral. You have no way of knowing this, but by the standards of known sapient civilization, your world is considered so deadly to sapient life it is a rarity for evolved cultures to achieve space travel before destroying themselves. What sapients do evolve from death worlds like yours are usually violent, with aggressive tendencies and little interest in diplomacy. Would you send your people into a situation where they could be killed on sight without first seeking to learn all you could about the situation? The old one bared his fangs and coughed out breath, which was apparently a sign of joy or pleasure, according to the translator. We had death orders, you say? He was making a weird gasping noise that were his species' equivalent of laughter now. Was being described as a monstrous person amusing to him? Very well. I'll take you at your word for it, but humanity will not be lied to again. We will be expecting honesty and transparency going forward. By the authority of the United Federation of Earth, I grant you delegates of the Galactic Alliance safe harbor. We prepared an embassy for you, though I expect it will need to be modified to suit your species' unique needs. I am transferring you coordinates and clearance codes to where you need to go. Do not deviate them. The signal ended, and my display lit up with the coordinates. Are the coordinates safe? Vickery asks. They will put us on the opposite side of the star from their homeworld, but yes, they appear to be safe, I reply. Then follow them. I do not like how they've managed to take the high ground from us, or that they've already have shield technology, but all surprises aside, this is moving far more smoothly than I'd expected. What if it is a trap? Nerva asks. There's no way of knowing for certain, but we can still leave the system regardless of if we're here or there. The plan hasn't changed, it's just moving faster than we'd like it to. That's fine though. We aren't the lone sapients just realizing the galaxy has a lot more people than they think. We still have the advantage. Neva clearly wasn't happy, but he voiced no further objection. I punched the clearance codes into ship messaging, and reality fades a moment later. In a few seconds, we exit slipspace to be greeted by a moderate-sized but elegant space station gleaming in the light of the yellow star. There were 30 human fighters and a large battle carrier waiting for us. After a minute or so, the Admiral's starship pulsed into reality alongside us. The communicator lit up as soon as he arrived. I put it through with Vickery's nod. Ambassadors and emissaries of the Galactic Alliance, the United Federation of Humanity offers you this embassy. Let us nurture diplomacy, trade, and peace between our peoples. Until we've known you longer, this escort will remain for your sake as much as ours. Please, make yourself at home. With that, the bay doors opened, and access codes were transferred to us. We've assigned one of our most open-minded and skilled personnel to help you settle in and grow acquainted with our cultures. He is a little gruff, but very hard to offend, and we trust him implicitly. However, we will remove him immediately if you desire. He is more than welcome. I was actually just about to ask if you could spare one such sapient. Excellent. While you learn of us and settle in, we'd like to have access to your biology reports and environmental needs so we can prepare meeting chambers suited to discussion. Our medical droid will transfer the pertinent information over immediately. However, we are all equipped with personal environmental fields that will protect us if we need to meet before you're prepared. Thank you, Admiral. You're welcome, High Mother. I will leave you and your team to their preparations. Use these codes to message me if you require anything. Welcome to Sol. With that, the signal cut off and our path was cleared to enter our new home. Neva, just to be safe, keep a few fighters outside of the station with shields on and slip jumps primed. If the station is rigged to blow, I want to make sure word gets back to Alliance Command. As you will, Commander. I'll assign the shifts immediately. Good. Well then, let's see our new home, shall we? Our home-to-be would turn out to be an eerily mesmerizing hybrid of artistic expression and pragmatic need. But that impression was still to come as we left our ships in the bland and expressionless docking bay. According to our updated scanners, the human who came to greet us was showing several signs of significant sleep deprivation and physical wear, but he nevertheless greeted us with another open smile and kind eyes. Straightening a darkly elegant suit, he made a slightly dramatic bow before introducing himself.
Hello, ambassadors. Welcome to your new home. The name's Moriarty. Thomas Moriarty. Please, call me Tom.
And that, dear listeners, is the end of part 4. I know this part was quite long in comparison to most, and I do hope you enjoy. As for my prior announcement of when I would have my Twitch stream, that is going to be delayed indefinitely. Classes have picked up significantly, and I'm not sure if I'll have time to do both. If there is any change, I will, instead of adding it to the end of a video, post a short on my channel to update those interested. And with that, I'm going to wish all of you an awesome day, and I hope to see all of you again in part 5.